Hello everyone and welcome to the 100 subscriber special. I know it doesn't seem like that big of a milestone, but honestly it's not just that we're celebrating. We're also celebrating the video doing the Splatoon video doing actually pretty well, a lot better than I would have expected. And well, all I gotta say is for this video, we're gonna actually dive into the comment section because I actually want to read a couple of these videos. Most of them are gonna be praised, but there are a couple of there that I either want to clap back at or want to sort of dive deeper into it because they do actually bring up a couple of good points. And then after that, we're just going to discuss the direction that I want to take this channel in, and see if you guys want to continue coming with me on this journey. So without further ado, let's get into it. Awesome video, my dude. Blue Heart non-binary Octoling here. Glad to see more stuff open about this. You got a sub for me. Well, thank you for the sub then. Splatoon's customization is my favorite part of the game. Splatoon 3 isn't gay, it's gay with colors. I'm not 100% on the difference, but yeah, I guess I'll take your word for that. I don't like these homophobic comments. We'll get to them, trust me. At 5:51, so are Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare, and its sequel, and they still support voice chat. You make a good point about voice chat, though. Alright. I'm not familiar with Plants vs. Zombies, so Alright, I'll take your word for it. The very concept of Inklings and Nodlings is like relatable to non-binary people. Probably not intentional, but the idea of being a shape-shifting squid person where things like gender is purely expressive is like very appealing. Well, yeah, I guess so. I'm not 100% on that, but I can see why non-binary people would like this game. This is a good video. Recommend adding some quiet but audible music in future videos. For example, the lobby music would have been great in the background of this. Yeah, I assumed just the background noise would help enough, but alright.
Remember, switching to your pistol's always faster than reloading. Well, smile for the cameras and don't miss. Shepard's gonna be watching.
control is set. You have the con.
Copy firing control.
Target is marked. Fire on my position.
Reyes, get the hell out of there!
Fire on my position, Salter!
I can't do that again!
Nora, finish the mission! That's an order!
Stand weapon free! All stations, forces, free to engage! Guns, swivel down line one! Open fire! Open fire! Incoming missile! 240! On countermeasure! Hold target! Hold target! Concentrate fire! Concentrate fire! Casualties on the bridge! No rotate to cover! Keep firing! Keep firing! All stations! Tower 1 transmitting in the line. Shipyard destroyed. Reyes, you copy? Peter? Nick! Nick, do you copy?
We gotta push through.
Okay, this one's a little bit of one of my favorites. You're trolling, right? It's okay to have a safe space, but don't see how splatting each other is safe. He meant for like people in the LGBT community where everyone is accepted whatever their gender / sexuality / pronouns. It's completely safe if you can just respawn wherever you want. Except Salmon Run. Yeah, Salmon Run is scary. I think it's less of the game being gay, but more of the fan base being gay. Either way, happy late Pride Month. Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily just that the fan base is gay, because I think it's more just it attracts gay people because of it. Like, yeah, I know it's not the game itself being gay, but you do attract the fan. But you know, the old saying goes, tell me who you are with and I will tell you who you are. And if you're not gay, then you're more likely an ally. Just saying. I love Splatoon because it's so gay. I love the plaza posts with LGBTQ stuff on it. It makes me feel more happy knowing others like me play the game. I love knowing how accepting the community is. I love all the customizing options. I love the gameplay. I love Paulina. All in all, I love the game. While I don't like some of the gay posts, a lot of them are very inappropriate, not safe for kids. Okay, I'll admit some of them do go a little over the mark, but that's what the report button is. Honestly, I'll just go ahead and just put it this way. I'm sure some of you, I don't know if anyone is familiar with Zone, but long story short, they do a lot of not safe for work stuff. And honestly, when I don't know, it's either a fan or Zone himself, but this is what they posted on the this is what they posted in the plaza posts. It's relatively tame, so if they can have some restraint, maybe you can choose. Still, that being said, this is an E10 plus game, and honestly, I don't think some of the stuff is inappropriate. They might go a little overboard sometimes, but that's extremely rare as far as I know. But yeah, that's that. I saw a post for Team Love of Grizz kissing Tartar. Yeah, the feature's pretty cool. That's kind of what I mean. It goes into that kind of level of weirdness. Inklings are chaotic gay and Octolings are orderly gay, who just found it out, but DJ Octavio raised them in that way on purpose. Okay, that's going into headcanon territory. I'm not 100% on that, but yeah, go ahead. Small fry sleep. What's with the beaches? Captain 3 is just Captain 3 is just a blank canvas for people to add their personality to. They're supposed to be you, just like the other custom characters in the game. My Captain 3, 22-year-old straight woman with her boyfriend being Agent 4, so it really doesn't matter, as all the characters are whoever you want them to be. That's what I love about Splatoon. Yeah, to put our ideas in them or making them into OCs. I will say, yeah, that's pretty much what I think you pretty much do that for most video games that allow you to customize a character. You do at the very least put a little bit of yourself into it. I ruined your 69 subs. I just like Splatoon because Inkling goes splat. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Honestly, okay, this is one that I actually wanted to make the entire video sort of surrounding this one comment. So consider this an addendum to the previous video. Honestly, I disagree with the fact that when you come out, you have to be as over the top about it as possible. You had a pretty good reason, but it just isn't true. It's totally valid to be completely chill about your gender identity and or sexual orientation. You can be over the top about it, although you might be a bit annoying. Just saying that was a bit of a misconception. Nice video though. And thank you for being polite about explaining it, because yeah, I do understand. Okay, I may have not explained myself clearly, so let me just explain the theory. So pretty much during the first half of the past decade, we've been making we, and when I mean we, I mean the LGBT community plus allies, and you know, there has been some progress made in terms of LGBT acceptance, to the point where gay marriage was legalized, and people and companies were becoming much more positively receptive towards gay people and trans people.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, it's Mitchell. We won.
Oh, that's great. What do we want?
Fantastic. We've waited so long.
What did we want?
The Supreme Court ruling. Gay marriage is legal.
Hi, congratulations.
Thanks, Gloria.
However, once starting by the second half of the decade, you guys pretty much know what I meant about. That's when things started to roll back, and this is because of the way the government was being made up of, primarily of a certain man who ran for president, who I'm not gonna give a name because I'm not gonna let them have the satisfaction. Anyways. Because of that, now all of a sudden we're seeing LGBT rights getting eroded. We're seeing trans rights getting eroded to the point where some people are starting to move out of certain states. And so my theory was that because of this sort of rollback, suddenly, you know, people in the LGBT community are making themselves a little bit more vocal, as if to say, hey, here I am, I'm in danger, please help me, something like that. Or at least that's why I think people are going over the top with their expressions, sort of as a way of saying, I guess sort of kind of this as a way of, you know, signaling to people, hey, we're still here, we're still fighting for our right to live, kind of thing. But yeah, I think basically what I was trying to get at is Splatoon 3 as a whole, as a community, is basically what should have happened, in the sense of this is what the end game looks like. You know, a community where people don't really so much care about your sexual orientation or your gender identity or anything like that. They care more about your fits. They care more about how good you are at the game overall, and they care more about whether or not you're actually helping in Salmon Run. That's pretty much what I was trying to get at. One of my friends asked me why the Inklings look so fruity. I don't know. I really don't. I guess it's just a design language, I suppose. Not gay myself, but I love people on Twitter calling me the only cis het player. I love the community still. Token cis het. Hey, token cis hets, where are you at? I'm the Inkling boy who wears the A school uniform, the one with the skirt, and plays Clash Blast. I'm literally the gayest guy here. Hi, gay man. I mean, yeah, I can totally tell. I mean, you got Bridget there in your profile picture, man. God dang. Really sweet video. Love it. Heart. Thank you. Tactical drinks for all LGBTQ plus members and allies. Gotta have our energy levels up to survive and thrive. Yeah, I'm passing out the Baja Blast. Splatoon and Fortnite are the only shooters where you can decorate while you shoot. I don't know if that's gonna stay the case. Maybe. I think people are just experimenting with different genres to sort of innovate on the shooter formula. Because yeah, I mean, it's been almost a decade of nothing but militaristic shooters, and now suddenly we're getting more creative with it. I mean, I hope so. Appreciate the video, and I'm really glad you came around to us. Yeah, I think it was just a matter of just acknowledging the fact that trans people aren't really that different from regular people, or I guess more heteronormative people, I suppose. But also just just wanting. I think it's just a matter of just being a little bit more open-minded and accepting. Like, I don't know. I think I take a little bit from my dad in that regard, because, well, yeah, he does kind of talk a lot of smack. He talks a lot of smack about everyone in general, even himself. But when it comes down to it, he's a pretty accepting guy. Like, I think, like, yeah, he'll talk smack about gay people, but at the end of the day, you know, he'll shake their hand, he'll do business with them, he'll comport himself. He shows that he doesn't really care that much about your backgrounds. He cares more about if you're a good person and if he's doing business with them. He works in construction, but yeah, in general, he's a pretty cool guy. I think that's kind of where I got it from. There's also Return of the Mammalians in Spoon 3, having that plot that's basically reject tradition, embrace modernity, where you have to fight a capitalist bear that's exploiting youth for his selfish ideals of a perfect world that died ages prior. It's pretty broad and can fit anything, but conservative ideologies often align with anti-LGBTQ+. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think that's more just a general, again, because, yeah, that sort of, yeah, you're not gonna get back that sort of ideal. I think people just tend to idealize the past a little bit too much. That's literally the definition of the nostalgia right there. And people tend to forget that, hey, you have an opportunity to come with us and help guide a new future instead of trying to relive the past, because that past is gone. It is done. Just bury it, put the tombstone on it, put flowers, do what you need to do, but you need to move on and live in the present, because you are missing out on some really cool stuff, and you might be, and there are bad stuff that is coming over the horizon, but there's also good stuff coming in too. So, maybe be a little bit more optimistic. Still, there's also, I don't know if I should probably say this, but there are a couple of things that conservatives do have a right thing about, It's just not yeah, I think we should remember the past at the very least and at least learn our ideals. But at the same time, we gotta keep our options open, you know, so to speak. You know, live in the moment, keep moving forward. Because all we can do is look back and see how far we've come. The thumbnail jump scared me.
Oh, good morning, Rupert. Please tell me you set the timer on the coffee maker because I completely forgot. You son of a bitch!
No, you can custom. Okay, a lot of people have been telling me that I can customize Agent 3 even if I didn't play Splatoon 2 prior. I don't know. I'll see if I can actually do it. You'll probably see a video of me doing it. But so far, I think I'm fine with Agent 3 being how they are. I'm just gonna. Honestly, I don't really have anything prior to that. However, considering that the game does refer to Agent 3 as them by default, I'm just gonna say mailing. I'll just keep it as it is so far. I could care less, but the people that just shout their gender identity gets kind of annoying. Yeah, but since there's a lot of bigotry, it helps raise awareness. Yeah, I think that's actually the best way to explain it. Like, they don't want to have to, you know, be loud all the time about it. Like, ideally, they'd want to just be chill about it. Like, just... I know this guy from when I was working at Domino's, who I did not know was gay until all the other coworkers pointed it out. And it's like, all we ever really talked about was comic books, movies, and video games. Like, I don't think, you know, like, it wasn't until maybe Valentine's Day that he actually mentioned that he had a boyfriend. Like, keep in mind, this guy looks like your typical dungeon dweller. Except he actually, you know, has a job delivering pizzas. So, yeah. It's like I wouldn't have expected that, but hey, you know, that's cool, I guess. I think he was gonna take his boyfriend to a ramen place, but then it got snowed in. I think this was during the Texas freeze. Anyways, let's keep going. I was playing and saw by gender he, she written and was caught so off guard by it, lol. Okay. I don't know what that's a reference to, but okay. The avatars do have genders, they're just not labeled. That's the point! The genders aren't labeled! There's no need for it! Or I guess they're referred more as styles than labels, I guess. I like the video, but I hate how you say it as if Turf War was the only game mode. Okay, if I had to go into the other game modes, I'd probably have to... I was just trying to use Turf Battles as shorthand for the general tactics and metagame that is used. That's really all that I was getting at. Like, I didn't want to have to go into the intricacies of splat zones or tower control. Like, those games, like, yeah, it's like those all have their different tactics and methods of how to play. But I wanted to keep the video short. I didn't want to have to go into all of them. That being said, I do think that the game could benefit with more game modes. I don't know. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Maybe a game mode where all the players are running all around the map, and there are these targets scattered around the map that pop up every once in a while, and you have to fill those tanks with fill those targets with your ink color, and once they're full, they close down. Then you don't know if it's where the next one's gonna pop up, and so it's a mad dash to get you that target and fill it up, or stop the other players from getting to that target. you know, like I don't know. I think that would be an interesting game mode. It's just me. Like, I don't know. We need more than just the 4 ones. If this game wants to stay viable, I don't know. Maybe we'll get that in the 4th game, assuming we do get a 4th game. I saw that one of my Plaza posts. Okay. Splatoon has had the most accepting fan base I've ever seen in terms of outside the game. As someone who never really played many multiplayer games growing up, as 3 being my first step into PvP actually, it is still frustrating from time to time after only playing games like Pokemon and other PvEs, but knowing that on the other side of the game is someone like me and just had a sheer love for this game makes all my gamer rage worth it, lol. I know it's not Pride Month anymore, but happy Pride anyways. Great video. Yeah, honestly, I think that's kind of the thing going on. Like, I noticed that that this game has sort of attracted the squeakers that normally would have gone to COD. I think that's kind of, because here's the thing I've noticed, at least when it comes to shooters, someone actually mentioned the idea of introduction game versus regular game. Like, kind of like, we all know that there's these games that are essentially the cat in the hat of video games, where you have video games that introduce you to the basic mechanics of certain genres of video games. Like, you have the racers that are much more approachable to younger audiences, and then suddenly you get into like Forza Motorsports or Gran Turismo, where it's a lot more complicated and a lot more technical in terms of racing simulation. I think that's kind of what shooters didn't really have, because for the most time they've just been catering to the hardcore militaristic shooter types people. But I think Fortnite and Splatoon are kind of like the games where these are the games you introduce to younger audiences so that they can develop the skills. So now, at least when you're playing Call of Duty or Battlefield, you're not going to encounter, little Timmy, because little Timmy is going to be playing Splatoon and Fortnite and all that. So yeah, I think it's probably a good thing. It's a little it's kind of a shame though that, you're not going to go into Call of Duty and get your, watch this little kid rage. But maybe that's a good thing for their sake. The self-expression capability in Splatoon is great. There's nearly endless possibilities from only the 3 gear slots alone. And when combined with everything else, there's almost quite literally infinite possibilities. It is a quite robust game system, and that's a big part of the charm of the game. I can be literally whoever I want as long as I have the gear pieces. Yeah, we should probably start doing like some sort of fashion runway or whatever. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. We could probably just go hours into just the fashion of the game. I always wondered why Captain gave off such non-binary vibes. Alright. I don't know. I think that was my Captain specifically, but okay. For a game that's so gay, it's really good. I don't know what that means, but okay. Splatoon is actually the least gay shooter there is. Other shooters like COD, Overwatch, Fortnite are made by super woke companies and occasionally host LGBTQ plus events. Okay, buddy. I get what you're trying to say, but there is a difference between trying to be woke or trying to appeal to woke and actually being woke, so to speak. Like, trust me, there's a difference. Like, Activision Blizzard is not at all woke. Like, oh my, we know they are not. At least compare that to Nintendo. Yeah. Or at least the way the companies operate.
Might I recommend to anybody thinking of wearing one of these nameplates?
Probably don't.
Remember, you're playing Call of Duty.
Yum, 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 I eat dick all day. Yum, 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 I eat dick. You want to fight dick all day?
Probably don't want to paint a huge target on your chest like that.
Weirdos that just want to live their life. That perfectly describes this Happy Pride Month. Absolutely. It's a bunch of 11-year-olds pretending to be gay. 11-year-olds can be gay too. Says an 11-year-old who knows that they are straight. Ooh, I mean, pretending to be straight. Link. I was an 11-year-old pretending to be cis and straight, actually. I mean, yeah, gay people have been pretending to be straight for a long time. I don't see what the problem is with straight people trying to pretend to be gay. At least for this game. Alright, don't actually do that in real life. Or, at the very least, if you're still figuring it out, then good luck. Yeah, that's really all I got in terms of the comment section. Now, I could probably talk about the comment section in the most recent video I made, but all I can really say is that that was really much more of a one-off. I get what you guys want me to do, at least in terms of Lily Orchard, but all I can really say is, those Cherokee Canadian tits are pretty much dry. I cannot milk that. I really can't. Just to give an example, I know Lily Orchard said that one time that heroes should be shown, shouldn't be as adverse to killing. And my only counter argument would be, say, talking about Hacksaw Ridge, which is based on the real life story of Desmond Doss and how he saved over 75 soldiers during World War II. During one of the most bloodiest battles during one of the bloodiest battles of Okinawa, without ever taking the life of another man. And all I can really say is that I would instead, I wouldn't really be talking about Lily Orchard then, because then it wouldn't really so much be a discussion about that. It would instead devolve into a discussion of how this is how you do Christian movies, compare that to say, I don't know, God's Not Dead instead. Because honestly, comparing this to God's Not Dead and see the failure of Pure Flicks compared to, say, what Hacksaw Ridge did, I think it would be much more interesting by comparison. That and I get easily distracted. The fact, it has, if I'm gonna make a video, it better be on something that will absolutely catch my interest for about a month instead of just, a one-off. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm probably not gonna do much in terms of that video. Instead, I'm probably gonna do more content that's Splatoon related, if only because I find it a little bit more fun, and I can probably do that a little bit more sustainably, because at the end of the day, yeah, I'm here to farm for clicks. I'm here to try to get more subscribers, but at the same time, I do want, at the very least, entertain and do stuff that you guys like. And if you guys like seeing my Splatoon content, then I'll keep making more Splatoon content. And I have a lot of fun making some of the shorts for this channel. I'll say that, one of my big inspirations was the Vanoss Gaming Crew, and you'll notice that some of that is seeping into my style, but at the same time, I do want to experiment a little bit, see what I can do, see what I can't do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and one final thing, and this is for the next video that's coming up. I've been trying to conduct a survey just for the topic of the video. It kind of has to do more with the Splatfests, and specifically why Try has been getting gypped a lot more compared to Big Man and Shiver. And yeah, some of it involves having to do and the survey does asks that you guys do the Harvard IAT, or the Implicit Association Test, also known as the Racism Test from King of the Hill. And yeah, I know it's not exactly 100% accurate as the show depicts, because A, it is entirely possible to not be racist yet somehow come out with the result that says you are, and B, even if you are, that doesn't necessarily mean you're not already working on it. or it could be that you're making associations through other things. Because yeah, but yeah, I want to at the very least try to get some form of data, because there isn't really much other tests that can be done to test a person's implicit biases. But yeah, I just want to. I have that. That's not what I'm trying to prove at all, because my hypothesis is more from a different angle. But I encourage you guys to take the survey. It's real quick. Won't take more than 10 minutes. You know, barely an inconvenience. But yeah, I just want to have just judging from the demographics of my channel's viewership, I think we have a very promising sample, at least in terms of being able to see what might actually be going on. But of course, this is all just theory and conjecture. So. But yeah, I do want I do encourage you guys to help me out with this. It means participating in a video. It means being potentially part of something. And yeah, that's really all I got. Yeah, I'll come back with you guys soon with some new videos. Hopefully, one that might be interesting for you guys. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Until then, this is me saying, thank you for being smart. Sayonara.